My sister called the police on me because I refused to give her $60,000 for a house deposit. I stood in my own hallway with 2 officers behind me and told them the full story without changing a single word. I'd say all of it again. My sister Ashley had been at my housewarming 3 years ago, stood in my kitchen and said how incredible it was and how she couldn't wait to buy her own place someday. In the 10 years since she turned 22, she had never saved meaningfully toward that goal because there was always something more immediately necessary: a vacation, a car upgrade, a renovation on a rental she didn't even own. I never said anything. Her money, her life, not my business. 6 weeks ago, she sat across from me at my parents' dining table and announced she had found a house she wanted to buy. She needed $60,000 for the deposit. Then she looked directly at me and said she knew I had it and she needed me to give it to her. Not lend, give. My parents said nothing. I asked her to repeat herself. She said she had been struggling for years while I built a comfortable life and it was time I helped. She said $60,000 wouldn't make a difference to me, but would change everything for her. She said family helped family, and I had always been selfish with money. She said all of this at my parents' dining table like she was presenting a reasonable case and expected everyone to nod. I told her no. I told her I had worked for what I had and she needed to save for her own deposit the way everyone else did. She said I was disgusting. I went home. Over the following 2 weeks, I found out in stages what she had been telling people. That I had laughed at her. That I had said she didn't deserve a house. That I had made her feel worthless. None of it was true. None of it was close to what had actually been said. I had said no and left, and that had become a coordinated campaign across the entire extended family. Then she called the police. She told them I had threatened her and intimidated her at the dining table. 2 officers knocked on my door on a Tuesday evening. I invited them in and showed them every text message from the previous 2 weeks. Her demands. My refusals. Her escalating messages calling me heartless and telling me I would regret this. One officer looked through the messages and looked at me and said he was sorry for the inconvenience. I called my mother from the hallway while the officers were still standing there. She had known about the police call. She hadn't warned me. She said she thought it would blow over. She came over the next morning and sat across from me and said she was sorry. That Ashley had always struggled with being told no, and she had enabled it for too long. That it had gone on so long, Ashley had stopped understanding where the line was. It was the most honest thing my mother had said to me in years. Ashley has called twice since. I haven't answered. She texted last week saying she had found a way to save for the deposit herself and hoped I was happy with myself. I told her I genuinely was. That was the last thing I said to her.